been watching the channel for a while, you may recall that I did a video on the swapping out the turn signal bulbs in the front of the truck. I think it's only on the models that have the LED headlights. There was an issue with the bulbs not being bright enough, and I even mentioned that in the video. It just seemed like they weren't quite as bright as they should be, and it was easy to go unnoticed, and I felt like that was a safety issue. And lo and behold, here we have a recall from Toyota about the way the bulbs were initially wired. Now, I've already swapped out my bulbs to the LED bulbs, which are much brighter, and I've been running those LED bulbs that I show in that video up here, one of these two corners up here. I'll put a card, you can watch that if you haven't seen it already. But if you've seen that video and you've already swapped out your bulbs, what happens if you take your truck to the dealership and they perform the recall? Are you going to get a hyper flash on your LED bulbs since you've already replaced them? Is there going to be any noticeable difference? So that's what we're going to take a look at today. So let's take a look outside the truck and have a peek and see, now that I've had the recall performed, what happens to my LED bulbs that I bought online. Okay, let's take a look at this in direct sunlight now. We've got the sun right up there, and I would say that is exceptionally bright. I think it's brighter than it was before they performed the recall. Now, I've just got one blinker on here because when you test your hyper flash, you just want to use the turn signals. You don't want to use the hazard lights as a test, because they will always blink at a slow rate since all four lights are blinking. Well, hopefully that was good news for you. And if you're on the fence about having the recall performed on your truck because you've already replaced your bulbs with LED bulbs, now you can feel good that you can have that recall performed. It's not going to affect the LED bulbs that have replaced the factory bulbs. So just a quick video today, guys, because I was concerned about taking my truck in and getting the recall done when I had already replaced those bulbs. I didn't want to have hyper flash. I didn't want to have to go out looking for another set of replacement bulbs. So if you use those bulbs that I linked in the description of that video, you're all good. Now, if you use something different, I'm not sure if you're going to have hyper flash after this recall's performed, but I would say if you don't already, you should be fine.